Hi, and welcome to Transparent with Tina, a holistic approach for mental, physical, and spiritual well being so you can become the best version of yourself. Hi, and welcome to Transparent with Tina. I am Tina Marx, your host. Today's guest doesn't just disrupt industries, she disrupts the way we think. She's a serial entrepreneur and visionary known for challenging taboos, questioning outdated systems, and building bold brands from the inside out. Her work invites us to lead with self-trust, listen to the body, and stop playing small in lives that are ready for expansion. This conversation is about courage, alignment, and what happens when you stop asking for permission and start telling the truth. Welcome, Miki Agrawal. Such a
Hi.
pleasure for you to be here. I've been studying you today. I've been on your Instagram. I already had questions, but you know what? I keep attracting the right guests
Yeah.
because you know
Law of
before
attraction, baby. Law of
law of
attraction.
attraction. Exactly. I was talking about your necklace, and you were saying lapis lazuli, and I was like, I've got mine on. So anyway, I want to start off with the video that's on your website where you're coming out of a woman's legs. Okay. And you're talking about all the beliefs that were instilled upon us since birth, i.e., like not telling us not to cry, and how we each have a disruptor inside of us that has been silenced. Right. So I think this applies to everybody. I don't think anybody had the perfect childhood, and we all know that your beliefs are stored in your subconscious mind. Uh, from 0 to 11 years old is when you basically inherit all your beliefs. So we need to be looking at those, challenging those, and seeing what serves us and what doesn't. I think that's really what you're talking about on a basic level,
hmm
correct? So anyone who's new to your work, what moment in your life lit the spark for you to start questioning the way things that have always been done?
I mean, I think I've been questioning things my whole life because I'm half Japanese, half Indian, French Canadian from Montreal, Canada. My parents are both immigrants. My mom is from Japan. My dad is from India. I grew
Oh,
up in French Montreal where I used to speak English like this with a French accent.
how
And
sexy.
and American, so English. So it was sort of like the dinner table was always a debate where it's like there isn't just one way of doing something. There's many, many ways of doing things. And so had the real privilege to not conform early on and to question
Mm-hmm.
everything. And so I think when I, you know, graduated from college, I was a deep soccer player and I just like defined myself as an athlete for a really, really long time. And when I hung up my cleats and went into like what did I want to do and be when I grow up, I knew I wanted to enter the space of storytelling. I was very, very passionate about that. And then entrepreneurship was like, oh, that's a possibility to start something and create new possibilities, harnessing creativity to change a conversation. That feels really, really interesting to me. Like, I want to do that.
Right.
And so I think that is, yeah, something that I've been considering a lot as I've been building my newest project, Hero, and of course continuing to build my project Tushy, the bidet company. Check out Hello Tushy, the modern bidet, and it's like such a
Tell us
yeah,
about that. Let's hear about that a little bit. The
yeah.
modern
So
bidet.
I created the modern bidet that washes your butt clean after you poop. And bidets have been around for many, many years globally. But
Hmm.
for reasons that are taboo, America didn't want to adopt a bidet because it was uncomfortable to change the whole plumbing systems and all of that. And so they never really, and the bidet came from a French person, and Americans hated the French back then. It's kind of silly reasons why we didn't adopt water-based cleaning. And so yeah, it's been just a journey to kind of share with Americans why it's so much cleaner to wash instead of wipe. It's so much more obvious to
Well, it
not
totally makes sense.
kill 15 million trees every year for toilet paper consumption, not to mention the billions of gallons of water and million bleach and all the so there's
Not
just
not to mention it's very harmful for you. There's a
And
lot
it's
of
harmful
bleach.
for you to wipe. It creates chronic urinary tract infections, hemorrhoids, yeast infections, bacterial vaginosis, anal fissures, anal itching. All that stuff is because you're not properly washing yourself when you're going
Well,
to the
and
bathroom.
but it's the toilet paper themselves which are toxic.
Yes,
Like
the toilet
bamboo
paper.
toilet paper is like the only one that I have found.
Well, bamboo also often has, we have bamboo toilet paper at Tushy as well, which is
Okay.
great. It's
Uh-huh.
still, water-based cleaning is still better
It's
than
still the
using
best.
any. Yeah, it's
It,
still, bamboo is better than traditional toilet paper
yeah.
because traditional toilet paper is bleached,
Yeah.
has tons of dioxins in it. There's like these forever chemicals in it too. It's really bad. We have the bamboo ones, which are better, the unbleached bamboo ones, which are the better ones out of all the toilet paper. If you need a pat dry something, but
Uh-huh.
we often say, just use the bidet, wash your butt, and just kind of like when you jump in the shower and towel off, you can also towel. You can just towel off and then you're clean. But you can use a little bit of
Mhm.
toilet paper if you want to pat dry, which we're saying that's why
Right,
we
right.
have toilet paper, and you can use 80% less toilet paper.
Well,
Um,
that's another
but this
great
really,
point there.
yeah, this really yeah, we just sold we've sold around 3 million Toshiba days. Yeah, we have over 2.5 million, but it's an average household of 1.5 million household per 1.1.5 to 2 people per household. So really 2.5 million bidets sold is like up to 5 million people have use our Tushy regularly, our Tushy bidets regularly, which is really, really cool.
Well, let me ask you, what's the difference between that and the toilets, like my brother has one of those that washes you and dries you and all
Because
that?
those ones are very expensive. They're
Yeah.
Japanese toilets, requires plumbing and electrical. Our Toshiba bidet is an attachment that attaches to your existing toilet, turns
Oh,
any toilet into a bidet in less than 10 minutes with no plumbing and no electrical required. And
oh,
we do
wow.
now have the electric bidets. We now have the ones that you need but you need to have you have to then add an electrical outlet. So we have the much better ones, the Japanese ones. They're so much cleaner, easier, more artfully designed. So we have those as well for those who want electric bidets.
Hmm.
But the original one is our Toshiba bidet attachment that attaches to your existing toilet in 10 minutes. No plumbing, no electrical required, and it literally changes your life in 10 minutes. And
Okay,
it's not even, it's like 100 bucks, it's around $100. It's so
oh
affordable.
my God. Okay, so
Yeah.
I'm getting one of those. And
Yeah.
they fit on any
HelloTushy.com.
what's that?
HelloTushy.com. And
Hello,
it's like
Tushy.
over 90% of toilets. So it'll work on most toilets except for like a couple, which most people don't have anyways. So
Right.
yeah.
Okay.
But
Well,
check out the website. It'll also tell you which toilets it doesn't fit, but if it's not over 90% of toilets.
okay. All right,
Yeah.
perfect. Um, so you have created five different businesses.
Well, my newest one I'm most excited to talk about, which is Hero, which is
Right.
really, yeah.
That's what I wanted to talk about. And you've also written two books, but I'm just trying to get all your accolades out there. You've
Right. I've
got
started
these
THINX.
five businesses, right?
Yeah, so my just to kind of walk you through my first one is a restaurant. I created New York City's first gluten-free farm-to-table pizza restaurant, which this year marked our 20-year anniversary, which is wild. The first gluten-free pizza place in New York City, that
Wow.
supported local farms and created local jobs. It was really cool. Um,
Yeah.
and then with farming, I'm talking about local farms. And then I started THINX, the period proof underwear company that I'm wearing them right now. You can actually, bleed into your underwear and it takes care of you. And you don't have to wear bleached pads or tampons that take literally hundreds of years to decompose in a landfill. And they're toxic. They're full of bleach and toxic chemicals, dioxins as well. You don't want inside the most absorbent part of your body. So we created this amazing pair of underwear that doesn't leak, that supports your menstrual cycle, which is amazing. And then I started Tushy, the bidet company, which is
Well,
amazing.
wait a
We've
minute.
seen.
That would also help people like that are incontinent, right?
Yeah, we
I
have an
mean,
incontinent. We have underwear for incontinence
you
as
do
well,
have
for
underwear
sure.
for incontinent.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah.
Perfect. Okay.
Yeah. And
And
then and then I started Tushy, the bidet company. And then now my most prized, creation is my son Hero. I created my son Hero and 8 years ago in 2017.
yeah, he's adorable. I saw him speaking at, I don't know where you all were when he was saying, basically, step into your power.
Yes.
You were on some retreat, I think. But
Yeah,
yeah,
we
he's
were in Lake
adorable.
History
He's 8 years
guy.
old. Okay.
He's 8. He's amazing. Yeah, he turns nine in
Oh, so
July.
that's why you named it Hero.
That's why I named it Hero, named after my son. And he actually came up with the idea of Hero. So the whole idea came from when I was sitting in my house, like staring at a tree. I started taking Fridays, I call them thinking days, feeling days, where I don't have
Hmm.
to take any calls or meetings. I just allow for creative ideas
Yes.
to download. On a particular thinking, feeling day, I was staring at the window and I was like, wait a minute. Breast milk is considered liquid gold because it's so nutrient rich, right?
Hmm. Hmm.
So baby poop must be fertilizer gold. And right now we're wrapping like billions of pounds of this mama juju fed breast milk, like fertilizer poop in plastic and throwing it in the trash and not harnessing it for good. That makes no sense. And so I was like, wow, we're using cow poop and pig poop to fertilize our own food, but our own baby's poop we're wrapping in plastic and throwing in the trash. We've got to change that. So I was like, wait a minute.
Oh,
What if when the baby poops in the diaper, the baby poop can grow and f can fertilize something to grow and maybe digest the diaper? Like what could potentially eat the diaper? I don't know. And the
right.
plastic. When I was asking myself this question, my son Hero at 2 years old comes running into my room, points to a book in my nightstand, and I open it and it says fungi can break down plastic.
Oh my gosh. That just gives me the chills. But you know what? I'm finding that kind of stuff more and more in my life instead of going, you're not going to believe it happened. I mean, it's happening more regularly.
Because
This
we're
is the
more
way
aware
it's
of it.
supposed to work
That's
when you
right.
get quiet enough with yourself, right? I mean, I've been talking about this like a lot lately on my podcast about we're in such a society. And when you don't take the time, you can't 2x your business. I mean, you can't 10x your business. You could 2x it, but you know, you're running around with blinders on. You're not even like fully taking in what the universe is trying to tell you and come
I have
through with you.
literally, I just came back from an ibogaine journey, and that's literally the whole thing is trusting the universe. Like literally,
Yes.
I wrote down like, how do you sit inside trust and faith inside a sea of uncertainty? The only certainty that we have is death.
Hey, real
Everything else,
quick, let's talk about something we all deal with, but never really think about. Electromagnetic radiation. Yeah, EMF. It's everywhere from our phones, laptops, Wi Fi routers, even our smart fit fridges. And no, I'm not saying ditch your tech. I mean, who could? But I am saying you can protect yourself from unnecessary exposure with Aries Tech. Backed by peer reviewed studies and independent testing, Aries Tech makes compact, science backed EMF modulation devices that help reduce the effects of electromagnetic radiation on your body. Rather than blocking the EMFs, Aries Tech's products work with your own body's electromagnetic field to balance out the effect. Yes, you heard that right. Our body is made up of energy, and this works with your own energy to balance out the effects. I've got one around my neck, one on my phone, and one in my living room. And honestly, it gives me peace of mind knowing I'm doing something small that can make a big difference over time. So, whether you're working from home, gaming for hours, or just scrolling your feed in bed, protect your space. Check them out at ariestech.com and use the code TINA25, 25% off your order. That's AIRES tech.com because your body deserves
is death.
better.
Everything else is uncertain. How do we sit inside trust and faith inside of that? And it's been such a real thing for me. Like, how do I practice trust and faith inside everything around me being uncertain? The only certainty is death. Every control is an illusion,
Yep.
certainty is an illusion. I wrote down like control is an illusion, certainty is an illusion, competition is an illusion, winning is an illusion, failure is an illusion, power is an illusion. They're all just
Time
complete.
is an illusion.
Time is an illusion, money is an
Hmm.
illusion. It's
Hmm.
just like
Hmm.
all of it is just, an illusion. And so, so what can we hold, what can we practice and cultivate inside of this uncertainty is trust and faith. It's like what I've
Trust him.
actually,
And you know what? What got me to the trust and faith was complete surrender. And,
that's
you know, I always
exactly
thought,
right.
I always said everything happens for a reason. And it, you know, yeah, but I'd abandon that idea once things were not going my way. As long as things were going my way, I'd be like, everything happens for a reason. But you know what? I have been tested a lot lately, right? Like, okay, you think you've got this because you can get it here, but it takes a while to embody it. And once you embody that, then you can really come from strength. So I've been being tested, going, how are you going to react this time? No, it's not even until after it happens that I see, wow, see, I am really surrendering to it all the time. I'm just placing 100 complete trust into everything is happening for my highest good.
That's exactly right. And it's
Mhm.
like it's that it's that realization that you have to come back to over and over again because at first you're like, oh my God, that was so magical. Like I just like surrendered and this thing happened. And then we still go back to becoming little hamsters and hamster wheels.
Mhm.
And then we're
Mhm.
like, then we fall on our face and punch ourselves somehow. And then we're like, oh my God, I'm gonna surrender again. And then magic happens.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
then you're like, wow. And then you go back and you're doing work and trying to try. And it's like, at what point will we just learn that surrender is the way? You
Exactly.
know?
Well,
And so
it's each time it happens. And you also talk about this. I talk to my clients about this all the time. You call it just small steps every day, and I say it's like,
uninspired action, yeah.
right. And it's behavior stacking. You don't try and tackle it
Yes,
all in one day. One behavior and it all compounds, as you said. I mean, I was watching, I think it was one of your videos that you were saying that. I'm complete. Yeah, I mean, I think that's how we set ourselves up to fail. Like I used to be, if I couldn't see how to do it from A to Z, I'm not even going to try. But you don't
totally.
need to know the whole picture. You just need to
Right. It's
know
like
it.
so
Yeah, go ahead.
it's like the thing that I keep tuning into is like emergence and cultivation. Like
Yes. So my doctor says that we don't die from old age, we die from inflammation. And I couldn't agree more. When I found him a couple of years ago, I was not in great shape. I had a lot of anxiety, a lot of depression, and he found out it was all related to my gut. Did you know that 90% of your dopamine and 90% of your serotonin are made in your gut? Okay. So I have been on all of his products ever since that day. But the ones that I want to talk to you about are the alkalizers. He's got one for coffee and he's got one for alcohol. What do? They make the beverage from acidic to alkaline, which is so important because if your body is too acidic, it is a breeding ground for disease. So you want to keep your body in an alkaline balance. So with the coffee, it comes either for black coffee or it comes flavored as a creamer. I love the flavored ones. Vanilla is my favorite, but I also love the hazelnut. They're all delicious. One scoop, and it does not break your fast for one. It changes your coffee from acidic to alkaline, which you don't have to feel guilty about drinking coffee anymore. And the one for alcohol does the same thing. 5 drops into any alcoholic beverage, and it will make it from acidic to alkaline, meaning no hangover. It doesn't change the taste, it doesn't change the color, and best of all, it doesn't change the buzz. You can still drink and enjoy yourself, all the while knowing that you're not causing inflammation in your body. So go to www.getoffyouracid.com and use the promo code Tina Marx
good.
20.
Yeah. So just like, you just follow the emergent technology. It's kind of like nature. When nature emerges, it kind of it flows wherever it wants to go. And water goes through, a stream or it goes down a rock. It just flows and it's in where it's a path of least resistance. And it's like
Mhm.
what's emerging, and and then you cultivate what's emerging. You kind of like are like, oh, let me cultivate that.
Give
Let
us
me
an example of that.
like, we're looking at a bunch of different fungal strains that can break down plastic.
Okay.
One of them is like working really well. We're going to cultivate. We're going to be like, oh, let's try to now expand on that experiment. Let's try to
Ah,
cultivate that. Like, oh, in your business, you're like working on a couple of parts of your business or your whatever your project is, and something just kind of is growing faster than the rest of it. And you're like, wow, that's kind of an easy path. That's path. People don't want that versus all the other things I thought they'd want, but they want this thing instead.
right.
I'm just going to let that emerge and cultivate and grow that a little bit more and then see where that goes. And so
Yes.
there is like a
Instead of
path
being
of
attached to the original outcome, I found that's a big game changer too.
exactly,
To not,
exactly.
because maybe it was just meant to, again, because you could be missing out on something much bigger than what you'd even planned for, right?
Exactly,
Hmm.
exactly, exactly.
So, and you're known for tackling taboo or ignored topics head on. Why do you think society resists talking about the very things that affect us the most?
Um, there's just fear of the unknown. And I think this is the part that I find so interesting is like the trust and faith inside of uncertainty. People want to control their lives.
Hmm.
People want to know. And
Hmm.
I think that's the biggest fallacy that we have to undo.
Hmm.
It's like, you know,
Because, like you said, it's not even real anyway.
to, to
Most of it's out of your control anyway. I mean, that's why I love the serenity part.
yeah, and that's the thing that it's like I'm someone who is like deeply wanting to be in control. Like
Mm-hmm.
I want to control the environment. I built my two businesses. I mean, I definitely had a lot of magic that happened too. I don't want to just be like I was controlling the whole time. Like magic can't happen naturally when there's not magic in the room. So like I definitely cultivate. I just didn't realize. Like I
Mm-hmm.
didn't realize what was happening. Now
Mm-hmm.
with more awareness, I'm just like, "Oh my God, that was magic. That was magic. That was
Mm-hmm.
magic." But
Mm-hmm.
when you're in it, you don't see it as magic. You're like, "Oh, that kind of happened randomly when like I was working really hard and so there's some level of the surrender experiment of becoming aware of the surrendering.
Mm-hmm.
And when you're like, oh, like when I surrendered, this thing happened. It
Yes.
just happened randomly. And so it's sort of like becoming aware,
One belief that you once held very strongly and that you've completely changed your mind about.
just thinking that I was in control. Like,
Okay.
I'm not, I'm not. I mean, like a belief, like I thought I was in control, but I'm just not. There's like this consciousness that is already doing the things. It's already making it happen. In fact, when I'm trying to control, I'm actually disrupting the field.
Right.
It's like when I'm trying to control, um, I'm just writing all this down because it's so pertinent for me.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, it's disrupting the field, and that's what and yet I know that, and yes, yet my knee jerk is still doing that, and
Yes.
so it's a true practice of undoing, you
Well,
know?
that was my next question. So you've taken some big public risks. What do you think has been your biggest disruptor business, and how do you personally move through fear when the stakes feel high?
Now I spend a lot of time going to my altar room and just sitting in my altar room and just like
It's just a
meditating.
room where you have like
Yeah.
altars, like
Just like I'll show
candles
you.
and
Yeah, candles and like a
Buddha.
little goddesses and
Yeah,
like this is like my I'll show you my altar room. It's so beautiful. Um,
I need one.
yeah, it's like this like beautiful
Oh,
room.
that's beautiful.
Yeah, and I have like different goddesses, like statues of these goddesses, like in the
Yeah.
altar room, and it's a really, really special place of just like literally going and cultivating this inner part of me that my partner has an altar room and he's had one and I've always wanted one, but I've been so inspired by his
Oh, he
devotion.
had one first.
Oh yeah, I mean my
Okay.
partner is like my teacher, in a way. I mean, it's such a big we're each other's teachers in our own ways, but he's been teaching me so much about this inner universe, my inner build and cultivating my inner universe, and it's been such a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful um like sacred reciprocity of supporting each other in the deepest ways. Like I'm so inspired by how
How did you meet?
we met. It's an amazing story, actually. I've been just sharing this story, but we met when I decided to tithe some of my personal equity to Pachamama Alliance, which is saving the 88 million acres of the sacred headwaters, the Amazon rainforest. I gave some of my personal equity to the Amazon rainforest so that we can protect the trees. And I also was like, oh, wouldn't it be revolutionary to also have love on the team? And so I gave some of my personal equity to this organization my friend started called Mawali Foundation, which is a temple of love. It's a church of love. It's a non-denominational church of love, and it's promoting love. And I was like, I want love and trees on my team. Like this feels
Yeah.
so right on. And And so I gave some of my equity to them, and I was just like, this feels so good. I feel so backed by trees and by love. It's amazing. And I was asked to give a talk at the temple, at the Mamali temple, the Temple of Love, on sacred disruption. And he was there. Like the goddess brought him to that place. And what was the other craziest thing about it is that the only two places I gave some of my personal equity to was Pachamama Alliance and Moali Temple. He edited all of the videos for Pachamama Alliance. He was a video viral video editor guy for a long time before he started his company. So the two places that I gave my equity to, he had touched, and I met
Wow.
him in that. It's just like it's a divine. Like I can't believe
Did
it.
you guys okay, let's talk skincare. For most of my adult life, I had a hate relationship with my skin. I struggled with adult acne, discoloration, large pores, psoriasis, and fine lines. I swear, all that changed when I started using herbal face food. I mean, this stuff is powerful. We're talking the world's most potent antioxidant and anti blemish formula. And the serum is the number one anti aging serum in the world, made entirely from 100% botanical plants. No chemicals, no synthetics, 100% all natural. Whether you're dealing with fine lines, dark spots, sun damage, rosacea, psoriasis, melasma, or just want that all day healthy glow, Herbal Face Food has your skin covered. Literally. I've been using all their products for 3 years now, and let me tell you, it's like green juice for your face, only stronger. Remember, whatever you put on your skin goes in your body. So, this is a really important point here, seeing that it's 100% all natural. Give it a try. It's got a 100% money back guarantee, no questions asked. You can check them out at herbalfacefood.com. Use promo code TINA20 for 20% off your entire order. That's herbalfacefood.com because your skin deserves the best.
Believe
Did
it.
you like recognize his soul right away? Like
I,
when you
I
met
when
him?
I saw him, I was like, oh, I don't know this person. I really love his energy. He's got
Okay.
incredible energy. He's got such grounded, present energy.
Mm-hmm.
And then we just spent the next 7 days just hanging out together. And I was at that time I was dating myself. I came out of my 12-year marriage, and then I was in a relationship immediately after for like 2.5 years. And then I went into immediate 4-month relationship. And I was like, like 15 years of relationships back to
Seen
back to
him.
back. I didn't have any space to integrate any of it. So I finally was
Yes.
like, I'm gonna date myself. I'm
Yeah.
going to date myself. I'm going to talk to myself. I'm going to get to know me.
Yeah.
Who am I? Like, who am I on the other side of these relationships? Like, who am I? After
Yes.
15 years of just nonstop relationship where you're externalizing so much of your worthiness, you know? And and when I met him when I was dating myself, and then at the Moali temple after I gave it's just a divine thing when it's like I chose myself. I chose
Exactly.
and it's
Yes.
like, yeah.
And how fulfilling that is too, because I think people just trade in one person and go right into the next without taking some time. And
Yeah, it's so interesting though. It's like you have these glimpses of surrendering. It's like at the time I was like, okay, I surrender to not dating anyone right now, and that really triggered a part of me that I was so scary, you know. Um, it scared me because I was like, I'm in my 40s, I have a kid. Like, what if I don't find love again? You know, it's like
mm,
there's just like all the
mhm,
little girl fears that
mhm,
come up where
mhm.
you're like, what if no one's
Yep.
gonna love me? You
Yep.
know? And so I was like but then I was like, I don't care. I'm choosing myself.
Exactly.
I just surrendered. And even on the outside, I'm just like, I surrender. Like I'm not gonna just enter a relationship because I'm scared to be alone. Like that's not a thing. So I finally just surrendered to being with myself. And
Hmm.
in that surrender, I met him a month and a half later. It was like magic.
Yeah, exactly.
And
And that's collapsing timelines, right? I mean, people
yes,
don't understand how quickly things can happen when you are in a vibrational match for
ex
whatever it is. If it's a business or it's a person, whatever, and all these cliches do make sense, right? You want to meet the right, you want to meet Mr. Right, be Mrs. Right, right? So it's like,
Exactly.
and it's so true. It's so true because otherwise, what are you, you're coming basically out of scarcity and fear. I mean, I believe you
Exactly.
only have one of two mindsets, fear or faith, right?
Totally.
Yeah, it's always like that. You know, you talk a lot about embodiment and listening to your body. How has that helped you or shape your life and your businesses? And also to tag along with that question is how do you differentiate between intuition and fear dressed up as logic?
Right. That's
Because
such a good question. Yeah.
I used to struggle with that one all the time. It's like, is it
Totally.
my intuition saying no, don't do that, or is it
Is it the fear
is
dressed
it?
up as logic?
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, that's such a good distinction and such an important distinction to make. Ultimately, when you sit in the tr in just with yourself long enough,
Mm-hmm.
it becomes an alignment thing. Like there's this thing that happens that goes from your like root to the top of your chakra to like the top of your head.
Mm-hmm.
And you just know if it's in vibrational alignment or not. You
Mm-hmm.
know, you just know if, and it's like no amount of like talking yourself out of a thing where it's going to be such a, it's going to be so like not impractical for me to make this decision. It's going to be such a disruption to my life. Like, like if I do this way, like I'd rather just talk myself out of it and just like stay in the swirl of this kind of misaligned thing so I don't have to deal with all the logistics around it. And it's like if it's a vibrational mismatch, it's gonna fuck things up. It'll mess it anyways. Like it'll just be a messy thing anyway. So might as well clean up the vibrational part and then just everything else will actually flow. And trust me, I'm in a fear state right now where I'm like I realizing there's someone that's not a vibrational match at my company, which even if I really cherish him and love him and but it's just not a vibrational match.
Yeah.
And there's nothing wrong. It's just a vibrational mismatch. And so it's like, how do you, like try to like avoid it? It's like my entire creativity is blocked because it's not a vibrational match. Like I'm not able to actually like flourish creatively because I'm misaligned vibrationally in this context with this way. So I can't even try and pretend to logic my way out of it because it's just preventing me from being who I am, which is a creative force.
So you've got to
You know,
deal with that. So he's not
I've got
going
to
to deal
deal
with
with it.
it.
Yeah.
Right. Uh, are you an empath or an HSP? Do you know?
I mean,
I mean, because yeah.
I'm a very porous artist, so I definitely know.
So you feel other people's feelings right away, or well, that's the reason I'm
Yeah,
asking that because
you can just
yeah,
read the field. You can just feel the field. And
yeah,
it's
exactly.
like and if you're tuned in, anyone can feel the field. Like I think it's just like you just
Yeah,
have to
I
learn
agree.
how to tune. And it's like that's the whole thing is about attunement. And so
Okay, so when life or business feels overwhelming, and I know we talked about your altar room, but what practices help you regulate and come back into clarity? Do you use any
singing,
practices?
moving,
Moving.
shaking,
Uh-huh.
meditating, um, listening to affirmations. My partner sent me Abraham Hicks. So I've been listening to a lot of that
Yeah.
vibrational magic
Yeah.
stuff.
And the I am affirmations with the binaural beats. Have you done that too with the binaural beats in
Oh
with the
no, what
headset?
is it?
Oh, so you listen with a headset and you have their I am affirmations with binaural beats. So what's happening is you're hearing a sound in one ear and a sound in another. That's why you have to listen to it with a headset on.
Hmm.
And what it's doing, the different sounds in different ears, is it's deregulating your prefrontal cortex, putting it into a meditative state so
Wow.
that what the I am affirmations that are being also you're hearing in your ears are going to be received. See what I'm saying? Because if your brain is not deregulated in that
Right,
meditative
for
state,
sure. Then you
it's
stay
kind
in the
of
same
like
pattern. You stay in the same
exact
pattern.
and it's going to
Yeah,
resist what you're trying to input, right? Yeah, so you should
totally.
listen. You could just go on to YouTube and say, I am affirmations with binaural beats, and there's
Cool.
tons of them. Uh, how has your definition of success evolved over the years?
My definition of success when I was like in my 20s was like financial freedom. And then my definition of success became freedom of time. And then my definition of success now is just freedom.
Just freedom.
Just
Yeah.
freedom, just
Yeah.
freedom, just free and just
Well, the money thing is freedom though, right?
not
Having
always.
enough, I
It
mean,
shackles people big time. Like money actually does not create equal freedom. Money actually can create more fear of
that's
losing it,
true because the more things you have, the more
more things you
response.
have, the more stuff you have to deal with, and also the
Right.
more you're afraid of losing it.
Yes.
And I dealt
Yes.
with that too, and I like, made it, I was afraid of losing it.
Right. And
And
I'm being considerate of your time because I know you
oh
have to
yeah,
go to there. I'm
you
gonna
have to
I'm gonna
go.
ask you one more thing though. Well, actually two. Your favorite saying is iteration is perfection. Why is that?
Because it's not about being perfect. It's the iterative process that's perfect. It's about the journey, not the destination. It's not being
Mm,
perfect. It's like, you
okay.
know, it's the journey. It's like, oh, the iterative process. It's the learning. It's the growing. It's the whoa, like that just created this whole thing inside of me. Oh, wow, like that's amazing. So it's like truly the iterative process that's perfect. It's not being perfect. And I
Right.
think that's the part where, I had my birthday party this weekend. I think everyone, it was
Oh, happy
88
birthday.
people. Thank you.
Hmm.
There's like 88 people in the room, and there was so much like energy that was so palpable in the room because there was no one was trying to be perfect. Everyone was just fully present and fully themselves. And
Hmm.
fully they're pained by the whatever's on display.
Hmm.
And and um and that's all we can ask for is like being fully present and
Hmm.
fully authentically yourself, you know?
Exactly. Because otherwise you're somebody
You're you're
else.
you're you're somewhere else and you're somebody else. And
Right.
so it's
You're right.
like,
Yeah.
you know,
and you're expending all that energy trying to be somebody else instead of expending your energy on things that really matter to you and helping serve other people and like you say the world. And I just love like I said, I was just watching a lot of your reels today about Mother Earth and why we are not taking this more seriously. I mean, people are having children every day. I mean, I even thought about it. I mean, my son's almost he'll be 22 at the end of the month. And I it worries me for that generation,
for sure.
So
Real.
I just love everything you stand for. I think you are a disruptor and in such a beautiful way.
And I
And
want everyone to check out, I want everyone to check out Hero Diapers
yeah, I was just going to say
is
that. So tell us the website.
yeah, Hero Diapers. It's truly the only unbleached diaper on the market. Every other diaper is bleached, full of dioxins, like even the cotton ones. You think it's like cotton on the inside. Ours are cotton too, but we chose to actually on the inside to have an unbleached material that's because otherwise they actually spit out dioxins. And so we don't want that. And so we made the cleanest unbleached diaper that's the only one on the planet that considers the afterlife, that comes these little tiny sleeping friendly fungi that are sleeping inside of these pouches. And you just drop a pouch inside the diaper and you just throw it in the trash and that's it.
Oh, oh,
One
oh, okay. Oh, that
inspired
is the
action.
mushroom. Okay, gotcha, gotcha.
Yeah, so there's a mushroom inside this packet. You
Wow.
drop it, you close it, you throw in the trash, and that's it. When it gets to where it's going, it starts to grow, and then it starts to, the whole vision is to
Disintegrate.
break it down. Yeah.
Okay, so is the only place they can get it is on your website?
HeroDiapers.com,
But
HIRO
I was
diapers.com.
going to say, because
Yeah.
I'm hearing hero, but it's HIRO diapers. And then also
Honey.
your hellotushy.com too
And
for the
hellotushy.com, HELLO tushy.com, TUSHY. Yes. And if you
perfect.
want to follow my hero's journey and also all my stuff, check out at Miki Agrawal on Instagram. And I'm sharing everything about, just the way of the new of soft power, new paradigm parenting around just new
Yes,
paradigm
soft parenting. I
consciousness.
saw that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's amazing. I was really enjoying watching all your videos.
Oh,
Really.
amazing.
Yeah, most people, I'm like, anyway.
That's a
I'm
thank
so
you.
happy to have had you and you, thank you.
Please send me the recording. I wanna share this.
Oh, I absolutely will.
And
Okay.
then I want to have the transcript of all the notes too.
Okay.
Okay. Awesome.
All right. Well, thank you
Thank
everybody for
you.
watching and thanks for being here, Mickey. We'll see you later.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.